Hey guys, how's it going? Hope your winter is going well. And I have decided to make, I don't know if any of you know, but I worked on my own engine on my bike. I did a whole full engine rebuild. So I took it apart and fixed it and put it back. And during this time, I did not do any video on it. I did take a lot of photos. So I decided I'm going to do a slideshow on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be doing a voiceover on the process and my thoughts on this. So it's going to be cut into parts. So hope you guys enjoy. So this first picture is the picture that was on Craigslist. And after that, I brought it home, took some close-up pictures. And it was not running. We checked the battery, we checked everything, and it just wouldn't start. The starter motor would run, but the engine would just not fire up. And here's some close-ups. And it had a CL350 engine mounted on the bike. And with the transaction, I also got the original engine, which was a CB engine. And just some more close-ups of the state it was. A lot of rust, surface rust, old tires. And then after I couldn't get it run, I did a compression test. I bought a compression tester and did a compression test on both cylinders. And one was getting 50 PSI and the other cylinder was getting 0. So I knew that I would have to do a whole engine teardown and rebuild. So the one that is in the picture right now is the original engine. The one that wasn't mounted on the frame of the bike when I got it. So I brought it inside my room because I don't have a garage, so I just did the teardown in my room. Took out the oil. And just some close-ups of the engine on every side. It's very dirty. Gunk on it. There was some pitting. And I was ready to work on this. When I bought the bike, it had the shop manual. And I just compiled a bunch of stuff that I would need. Like the parts manual. I got all this online. I also even did a little journal. Took photos of it and wrote down all the specifications for my bike. And also tools that I would have to buy in order to take on this project. And once I have some essential tools, I started the teardown. Started with removing the cylinder head cover. Which has some metal and paper gaskets. And this photo is one of the side housings to the cam case. This is where the points are located. This is on the left side of the engine. And when I did this teardown, I asked around knowledgeable people that have done this before. Their advice was take a lot of photos and bag every part that you can. So that's what I did. And I just, as I was taking out parts, taking photos, looking them up in the parts manual and just labeling them. Not even cleaning them or anything, just putting them in bags right away. The Dremel was one tool that I acquired and quickly used. This side cover, the bolt was stuck, so I look up. This wasn't a expensive part, so that was able to be sacrificed. And then in this photo, one of the side housings is being removed. And as I remove these, on this photo you can see the cam shaft, which is housed inside the cam case. And you can also see the cam sprocket with the cam chain. And in both of those side housings, where the camshaft rotates, they were in very bad shape. Pieces of metal were just gone. Like you can tell in this photograph, that bottom part, you can see that where the lobe of the camshaft rotates, it's just metal completely off, and this engine was in a bad state. And I knew that right away I would have to get new side housings. And the camshaft, the lobes was just gouged up, streaks of metal off, of just broken metal. So this camshaft was just gone. And just by looking at this, I learned later on that why this caused that, but I'll get to that later on. But usually this is lack of oil. So somehow the engine got oil starved, and when there's a lot of moving parts in the engine, and when there's no oil, you have metal on metal, and that's very dangerous, and it just messes up inside engine components. Right here you can see that streak of missing metal on that camshaft, and you can see just streaks of where the lobes are. it was just in bad state. And then this is a cam case, or the cam housing, which was removed. Well, yeah, it was removed. Okay, and then that left the cylinder head exposed, showing the valves and the springs, the cam sprocket, and the cam chain is being held up. Some more photos. Took a lot of photos. And then next, I removed the cylinder head. Just some more close-ups. Okay, and then this is on the side of the cylinder head where the combustion happens. You can see it's filled with carbon. And you can see the valves, 2 valves on each, for each cylinder. I forget which is the inlet and which is the exhaust valve. I think the inlet is the one with the larger radius. Not too sure, but I believe that's what it is. It's just another close-up. You can see where the spark plug hole is at too, right there on the side. And you can see the threads. Okay, and then that left the pistons and the cylinder exposed, with top of the pistons filled with carbon, which is what happened. And it's just another angle on the pistons. We remove the cylinder. And the bottom part of the cylinder. Okay, here's a photo of one of the cylinders. You can see some surface rust and a little bit of streaks, but nothing too serious. Like there wasn't any holes or like cracks, any deep gouges. And then that left the pistons. And those were ready to be removed. And those are held on by some little clips that you use to take out. Use pliers to take them out. And just some more. I took photos in every angle. Close up of the piston rings. And by this time I had the parts were all bagged up, labeled, and put away. And so the top end was completely removed after this whole process. And with this little slideshow, it looks like very simple and fast, but I had the shop manual, and it tells you how to do everything. So every part, like, you have to be careful. Like, there's ways of taking things out and being very careful. So this is the first part of this engine rebuild slideshow, and stay tuned for the next one.